Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network, 1050 AM, 102.3 and 106.5 FM. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.
Hello and welcome to Fabulous Lifestyle Radio. Food, fashion, fun, and my favorite part, finance. I am your finance host. This is Steve Matley. Welcome to another fantastic episode that we're going to have. It's going to be an exciting one today. I want to discuss briefly with you that how important education is to finance. Education is a key component, and there's a lot of discussion on is college necessary? Are trade schools a good idea? Whatever that is. There's a lot of different opinions on it, and I'll share with you briefly what that meant to me. To me, education was a very essential key component of my personal foundation for my financial life. It was a basis for earning the money to save, the money to invest, the money to spend. It helped define what my role in society was going to be. Everybody has something they need to bring and share with the society, the people around you. It's something to bring to the party, something to benefit others. And in return, those people will pay you and bring you their skills, and everybody works together. So that was a huge issue, and it helped me to be very successful in what I've done. Of course, I was a contractor, a builder, developer, and a real estate investor, and I still own a company. I do land acquisition, entitlement processing, land development in 4 different states. I have a couple partners, and we've been doing very, very well. But education was an absolute necessary part of that journey. I would not have been able to accomplish what I've been able to do without having that formal education. So today we're going to talk about that. And I work at a school as well because to me it's important to give back. I learned about what I do from other people, both in formal education and by asking a lot of questions of people that were doing what I wanted to do. And so part of that for me is giving back, and I work at a college called New School of Architecture and Design. It's in downtown San Diego, and there I actually serve as the chair of the construction management programs, both an undergrad, bachelor's degree in construction management, fully accredited. It's a great program, and we also have a fully online asynchronous master's degree program that can be completed in 1 year. So instead of me just going on and talking about it, I have a special guest today, Dr. Christan Maxwell. She is the Dean of Student Engagement at New School. She has over 16 years of higher education, enrollment, admissions, and management experience in online, hybrid, and on-ground educational environments. And that's saying a lot because those are very, very different worlds. She's been an advocate for students in the pursuit of a high-quality education for over 15 years and has enjoyed helping students achieve all aspects of their goals, whether it's academically, professionally, or personal. She supports students who are distance learners, traditional learners, adult learners, and international students who have been has been an overachieving goal of hers with all the institutions where she served. Christan Maxwell holds 2 bachelor's degrees, a master's degree, and 2 PhDs, which means she's much further along on the educational journey than I am, and that's a lot of people who fit in that category. Dr. Christan, welcome to Fabulous Lifestyle. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you great. So it's wonderful to have you on. I know you're at distance right now, so thank you for phoning in and interrupting your time out of town in order to join with us and talk about higher education.
Great. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
So I mentioned your title in what you do, which is Dean of Student Engagement, but tell us a little bit about your position at New School, what you do, what brought you there, and what kind of role you fill.
So my role as the Dean of Student Engagement is pretty much the forefront facing of the school. Make sure that the students that we're recruiting and the students that are already in the program are getting a high quality level of experience going through the school.
Fantastic. And so there are quite a few people then that work with you in doing that. And it's not just your department, it's the whole school. But tell us a little bit about some of the areas that are under your purview that you where how you connect with students, engage with potential students. They're not even students yet.
Right. So I actually work with the yourself, deans, chairs, academic advising. We also have our career services department, which is crucial. I also do enrollment, admissions, marketing, and international students.
Okay, and now New School, as people know, is actually a private school. Being a private for-profit school, they do not, and I don't mean to put any other institutions down, but by the nature of it, there is a much higher effort and obligation to help students get placed. It's not just a matter of let's get you educated, it's let's put that education to work because that's why you came to school. And so when she mentions career services, that's a huge part. So there's marketing in the sense of let's reach out to potential students who may have a career path in mind, and we have the programs to fit them. And then there's marketing the graduated students to the industries that need to hire them. So those are both important things that are under Dr. Christan's purview. So, Christan, can you tell us what is the mission of New School of Architecture and Design?
Well, the mission for New School really is to inspire and nurture design-minded students. Our new school graduates demonstrate a firm foundation of critical thinking, ethical behavior, and a culture of professionalism in their practice as they become socially responsible leaders in its change for our global society.
Okay, and that's across multiple disciplines. So the name New School of Architecture and Design, obviously architecture is part of it, and we do offer both undergraduate and graduate architecture degrees, but there's more. There's design-oriented degrees that are not architecture. Can you explain some of what that is?
Right. So we also do product design. We also have interior design. We have construction management. So we're not just an architectural school. We also pride ourselves on offering other foundational degrees that can work all together in the industry.
Okay, and so it's architecture and design, but then the construction management is actually execution of that. I always explain to people, architects dream it and draw it, and construction managers put it in the ground, and then like interior designers are making sure that the user experience has not been forgotten in that
Correct.
process, right? And of course, everything in there is a product. So all these kind of fit together, and it's really a great school if you're interested in the built environment and not sure exactly which direction you want to go. So it's great to be able to choose that. Now, what's the difference between New School of Architecture and Design versus your typical public or large nonprofit private university?
Well, some of the differences is we have our career services that works with every student coming in plus graduate students. And I feel that, at other institutions, not to put them down, everybody has a great educational system. But, we really pride ourselves on placing our students in their environment. We have a great diverse background of staff and adjunct faculty. And we offer a practice mindset with smaller classroom sizes too.
And that's a huge thing to there's some schools, and again, I understand that there's different models for different people and different personality types and different budgets, but some of the schools you can not really know any of your professors. There's a graduate assistant that kind of shows up to the classroom, and there's 300 plus students in the seats, and you're just kind of a number. And that's not all students, but that's a lot of the larger colleges. But that's the only way they can accommodate the number of students that have demand for the programs. And the smaller schools, I know not only my students, I know every student in my program and many students that are in the programs that don't ever sit in a class with me. I just know them because they're around the campus, and we tend to cross over a lot. We tend to have students participate and collaborate across disciplines as opposed to being stuck in their little bubble. Now you mentioned the career services piece, and that's huge because the truth is when you're a career-focused programs like what our school offers, the students their main goal wasn't to get the degree. Yes, they want to go there. They want to have a high GPA. They want to graduate. They want to have honors. They want to wear the robe, do all that stuff. That's part of it, but that's not the end goal. That's a necessary step to get to the end goal, which is to get the high-paying career. And so I went to a public junior college and 2 private universities myself. And while they had a career services, I don't believe I ever talked with them or they ever talked with me. The assumption was kind of, we're here if you need us, but you're sort of on your own. The private for-profit schools I've worked for have been very, very proactive with each and every student, engaging them to not only help them find jobs, but to prepare them for the job interviews and put the resumes together, help them with cover letters, and really help them navigate that process. And I think that's a huge, huge difference. Again, each person has to decide what works for them. So I want to switch a little bit here and talk about a specific group of students that my program's had very high success with, and I know the school has, and that's military veterans. So what can you tell us about how military veterans would fit with New School of Architecture and Design? What's in it for them?
Well, at our school, as you know, I mean, we're veteran focused. We have clubs. We accept all military benefits, yellow ribbon. With the class sizes being small, I think that's something that's beneficial for our veteran students. They get more of that, closeness with their faculty and the necessary things that they need. And we also allow for that, again, that personal educational experience. But we actually just also have a new SBA chapter, which is huge because there's only a couple schools in San Diego that currently have an SBA chapter. And so, with that new club happening, it offers a lot more benefits to our military students.
And can you explain what those clubs are, what that club does?
So we have the Student Veteran Association, which is known nationwide, and so this is the first time that this club has been put together at New School. But they'll do some, community service, some lobbying. There's more scholarship opportunities, too, that are available. We have a veterans center, too, as well, where students who are veterans, military, can come and, kind of have a place to call their own.
Yeah, and I know that's been around there. My program had a lot of the veterans in the program, and it's a little bit different because they're not your typical 18 to 22-year-old college student. They've had a life. They've had anywhere from 2 to 6 to 10 years in the military before they come to school, and so they're not really kids anymore. They're adults. A lot of them have families already. They've seen the world. Right. They've been through training. And having that veteran center was very important to a lot of them because it's like a student lounge for people that understand them. They understand what they've been through. Some of them may be dealing with some PTSD here and there and those kind of issues from whatever they had going on in the military. And that's a different subculture. And so here they can be with other students that may have come from different branches, but they all understand that life of living in the military in that rigid environment, being shipped off at a moment's notice, living in large dormitories and all the drills and all the stuff they do, they understand each other and they can talk to each other. And I learned that while there's the friendly rivalry between the branches, those students, it didn't matter where they came from. We had all 5 branches represented, and they got along very, very well with each other. They really helped support and benefit each other, and I think that was a huge thing in helping them be successful. One more thing I will say from the placement end, the industry, at least the construction industry where I help my students get placed, they love the military students. They love the veterans. These are students that are a little older than your average student, so there's a maturity factor, and they already know how to do things they don't necessarily want to do, like get up and run at 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes, like they have to do in the military. They know how to give orders. They know how to take orders. They know how to be a part of something bigger than themselves. They know how to work with a team, even with people you don't necessarily like and wouldn't invite over for Thanksgiving dinner. You know how to work with them and get along with them for the greater good. And these are things that employers love and can't teach them. So we're going to have to take a short break, but when we come back, I've got a lot more questions to ask you, Dr. Christan, so hold on the line. We're going to be right back with Dr. Christan Maxwell of the New School of Architecture and Design in San Diego. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network, 1050 AM, 102.3 and 106.5 FM. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios,